Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Kerbal Space Program. Now I'm in the process of trying to create a thing, and this thing is ideally what's going to get Jebediah home. This is purely experimental, naturally, so keep in mind I have no idea what I'm doing and all that fun. But yes, this is part of a new mod that I have. These things in particular have pieces in them. There are things in here that allow you to actually do some fairly interactive building type of thingies, so to speak. Thingies being a very technical term, naturally. We need some batteries. Hold on. I'm still kind of working out the bits and pieces here. Let's put batteries here. That's why we have these, right? Okay. How much is that compared to this? That's 2. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should just put the batteries on top. Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. More sense, as if I could actually have any sense, as if I had any sense to work with in the first place. So there we go. That's a couple more of those. And then we'll do utility. We'll do some 1x6s here. Okay. There we go. So now we got power. We got landing possibilities. I'm just sort of coming up with this on the fly. I have other landers, but this one has a very specific job that I hope to accomplish. So, and most of that has to do with being able to tow around an entirely unrelated ship to it. So, yeah, should be very interesting. But yeah, as I continue putting the finishing touches on the actual lander can here, yeah, so basically the idea is we are going to land at least somewhere nearby to Jeb, hook him up to a bunch of towing cables, and then fly off the moon with him, and all should be just honky-dory. That's the plan. That's what I would like to have happen, at least. Okay, let's turn you ever so slightly so you make more sense. Okay, and what do you look like? Deployed. Okay, so we got some pretty good space there. That's not a big deal. I'm trying to raise this up a little bit. Well, you know what? If that's going to be what it looks like raised, I'm wondering, is it even worth it to put those legs there on the engines? Okay, fine. I'm just going to stick that there. And what we'll do... Yeah, I want it raised at least a couple meters off the ground. It's going to require a lot of... well, and we will undeploy you. We'll go ahead and stick a whole bunch of feet on here. And I know you're looking at this and you're like, didn't you already try this before, and with the big giant legs, and it didn't work? And you would be completely correct on all counts. However, I didn't have tow cables then, so now this is just a make sure we are all-terrain stable kind of implementation here, and we can get as close as we possibly can to Jeb and then hook a bunch of cables to him and be fine. This is a decoupler, this whole thing right here. That's a decoupler that stuff should be inside of but is not. So I just have it like that because it gives us a little bit of extra space as well. And there's also part of KW Rocketry also has some, let's see, slightly heavier duty connectors. So that allows me to believe that maybe this will be more stable than I give it credit for, without too much hassle. That's the plan, at least. That's what I'm hoping will happen. And there we go. That looks about right. That looks about as good as it's going to get. We are kind of blocking the door there, but that's fine. That'll shoot him off into space or something. Let's actually fix that. Okay. Not exactly the vote of confidence that I should have given myself there, but, you know, whatever. Okay. One more time. And maybe streamline this a little bit. Okay. Okay. And one more. Why not? Alright, and utility. Heavy duty lander arms. This was one of the lower tier researches that I got interstitially in between the last video and all the other ones, or the past 2 videos, I guess you could say. So, not entirely consequential, but handy, let's say. Okay. And you go there, and you go there, and we are good. Okay. So, there we go. that should be everything that we need in order to hopefully get Jeb out of there. We got a ladder, we got all that other stuff. We could add some lights to it, why not? I need to get in the habit of putting lights on everything anyways. Lights also being one of the things that you can add to your little, your helpy helper kit there, to help you kind of navigate around and see what you can see. Oh, you know what? I actually need to... I want to be able to ditch these later. So let's go utility and... no, structural. Control structural. There we go. Structural. Let's get some of these manifolds. Oh, those are huge. Okay, let's get some of these things. They're significantly smaller. And then... Yes, okay. I preserve the arm. Whoop. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So this, in theory, should get Jeb home. That's the plan. That's the hope. That's the dream. So we are going to see exactly how well this dream manages to perform. We will need to, of course, first things first, get it to the moon and be able to steer it about. So let's make sure we have some control bits here. Inline stabilizer. There's the big one. Okay, cool. Alright, and then some RCS stuff, just to help with a little bit of maneuvering whenever we need it. Is that going to help anything? That'll help with sideways translation. So, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's put that there. And then 6 more here. No, not quite. 6 more here. Yeah, where is our center of mass? Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay, that'll help with translation and everything else. Even without these arms... Is that our center of mass? Yeah, okay. So that's exactly where we want that, basically. Trying to be mindful in more and more of these things that have been giving me grief in the past, so... Alright. Okay, that's a pretty decent Save Jeb lander. Alright. Save Jeb lander edition. Mark II. Alright, cool. And... Yes, then we do the normal fun stuff. We're going to build our rocket here. I would try to put some fairings on here to make it just a little bit classier, but there's no fairings. That will save it from the amount of non-class that it has, so, you know, whatever. I have no idea how heavy this thing is, so I'm trying to think of... Well, you know what? This is a really good time to show off the other thing that I learned recently and have become somewhat addicted to, which is asparagusing. Asparagusing being the... Well, you'll see for sure, but basically the idea is you shed rockets as you go in a fashion that basically allows you to get the maximal result with the minimal amount of drag, and by that I mean you just ditch more rockets as you go. Hold on. This is something I'm not going to be able to explain except for by demonstration. So here we go. You see I'm doing this kind of already spirally formation kind of deal. Let's go over here, and then this. And this should... Actually, I might not even need an interplanetary stage. This might be enough. It might be enough. Don't quote me on this. Okay. Yes, and then we need to go to pipes. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to set it up so that the outermost engines drain into the innermost engines, and keep from using the innermost engine fuel. Basically, these 4 on the outside are going to drain pretty dang quickly. Maybe not immediately, but very, very quickly. That's a Ullage motor. You know what? We're going to use the Ullage motor. How much thrust does this have? 325 versus 18. No, we're going to use this one, because I already have some, like, spinny problems with this stuff. So, let's... Okay. There we go. And then... We need 4 more. There we go. Cool. Alright, that's going to help. And then we just need to make sure all of our staging is appropriate. So, first stage first. Oh, hey, we need engines on these. Let's see. Main sails on the outside. Okay. And then go for the slightly higher ISP. Is that right? 380 in a vacuum versus... the main sail, which is 360. Yeah, it's just a slightly better ISP, but it makes a huge difference in the long run. Okay, there we go. That'll go in the middle, and that'll be our interplanetary stage rocket right there. Okay, and then structural. Let's get some connectors going before I forget, because I will forget, and I forget fairly regularly on this kind of stuff. Okay, okay, and you go here, and you go here. Okay, and then we need some stuff to attach here to try to keep this guy stable. Alright, you know what, that's close enough. Okay. And, so, yeah, what's going to end up happening now... Hold on, I'm making sure. I'm checking all my P's and Q's. Alright, 4, you go here, and you go here. And, so yeah, what's going to happen is the outermost rockets are going to burn very quickly, and then we'll shed them, and with it a lot of weight, because the engines are actually pretty remarkably heavy. So even, like, our innermost engine has a mass of 5. 5 is outrageous. That is 1/7 of one of these. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight that we are dragging up there, and we can shed that fairly quickly, but still get some use out of the engines in the process, which is a really good idea, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and put you there, and then, yes, that should take care of that. Cool, so we'll see a live demonstration of this shortly. Let me go ahead and structural. Now these things, there's 2 of these now. There were some extra ones that came with KX rocketry, but I don't know why. But I think this should be enough to get us to the moon, actually. We'll find out. With slightly better ISP engines and asparagusing, I think it'll carry us most of the way. If it doesn't, we'll be at the moon tomorrow on the next episode, and it won't be any big deal, and then we can really start the evacuation progress. So let's go ahead and give it a good shot. Whoa! Improper staging. Alright. Here we go. We're going at a pretty decent clip here, so I'm not in the least bit worried about our thrust issues here. Yeah, the fact that we're barely crawling out of the atmosphere at this point, we're almost already at 300 meters a second, is a really, really good sign. So, okay, and here we go. Here's our first stage of asparagusing in 3, 2, 1. Bam! There we go. So now we're down to 4 rockets, but we still have a really decent amount of thrust, and we have a lot less weight to carry around. Again, there's that little delay I kind of touched upon in the last episode that I'm not so sure about. Or by delay, I mean loss of thrust there that can sometimes be a little dramatic, but not hugely, hugely a bad thing. Okay, we're waiting to get into the upper atmosphere here. And we're going to do a little bit more of a gravity turn here. And yes, there we go. That's what we want. It's going to be a while before we actually get to a respectable height on our map, so I'm not too worried about that. We are going to check just for funsies. We're doing a lot better than I thought I was, actually. So, not too big of a deal. Okay. And we still have our timer for our Minmus approach there, so don't think I forgot about that. That's still happening. And then we'll see the mapping in progress. And that'll be real good times. So, okay, and here we go. Any second now. Whoa, actually, we got crazy height. Okay, whoops. That's more than I expected, more than I wanted, etc., etc. Oh, I forgot to put on monopropellant tanks, didn't I? I did. Okay, that's fine. We're actually doing pretty good on control here. Our RCS control collar there is actually really, really good, so not a huge deal. Okay, and let's see, electric charge is fine. We'll go ahead and fire like this. And, yeah. Our rocket gimbals will be able to control us a pretty decent amount of the way. And there's the last bit, and now all we have is this rocket, which is hugely efficient, and that was spectacular. Holy crap, I want to be able to recreate that a lot. So, alright, we're also going to pull off. We're going to head this way. I can't remember what the name of that particular mark is, but I do know that it is instrumental in being able to redistribute some of our momentum here in order to make a more circular orbit with more reasonable heights in it. So I'll demonstrate that a little bit better in a minute. But either way, we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's see, stage only. We're still good. Yeah, fortunately this engine is super efficient, so it's going to allow us to get away with a little bit more on a little less fuel. than we were before. Not quite nuclear. Yeah, there's our Kerbal mapping sat that is on its way to Minmus right now. So, pretty cool stuff. I like being able to see the orbits like that, even though we're somewhat separated from them. Okay, let's start turning some of this energy over this way. Oh, it's not showing us. Show me landers. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we keep adding a ton of energy into our height here, but we need to start rounding it off a little bit, so this will hopefully convert a lot of our energy over to the side. So's the plan, and then this will actually give us an orbit. So, either that or I'm really, really wasting fuel in a bad way here, which I totally accept. But either way, this is going to show exactly how much more effective these rockets are in KW or KX rocketry, and which I like. I like having the options for like more fuel efficient, less thrust sort of rockets whenever, you know, such a thing becomes really useful. And so as you can see, we're about to achieve stable orbit here. I'll give it just a second. Yeah, there's periapsis. Good, good. We're going to try to lower this. We're not necessarily like going in, we're not killing our orbital speed necessarily, so that's really good, but we are transferring this energy from one side of the planet to the other, which is what we want to do in order to stabilize an orbit. There we go. We have gotten all the way over here. We still have a ton of fuel. And here we go. Let's turn this around. Oh, excuse me. Still got a cold. Probably have a cold for a number of episodes here. So that was definitely unpleasant. Ugh. All right. And all right, cool. Still got half a tank of fuel. Doing real good. And we're actually pretty dang close to where we would need to be in order to get a lunar intercept. Now, another trick I learned with doing this thing. Hold on. There we go. You can actually move this around and kind of scan for... whoop, there we go. There's the moon. Alright, let's do like so. Is that going to catch? It's not going to quite catch. Okay. Come on. Where are you, moon? Oh, woo, 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 woo. Crazy town. Alright, let's shrink this down a little bit. There we go. There's our moon encounter that we want. Right about there. Awesome. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. We're just going to go ahead and align with that really quick. And then we'll head that way. Let's see. Go, go, go. Go, 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 turn. Alright. And... whoa. Yeah, you know what? Right about there is going to be about right. Yeah, in 11 minutes it'll shift over a little bit, so no big deal. Okay, time warping. Ooh, a little bit faster. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, we need to fire now because we actually have a pretty long fire time thanks to these rockets not having as much thrust as we're used to. However, being more efficient is definitely handy. And, yeah, so that's what we do. We're now waiting for this to go around. It's pretty cool with the two little rockets there, I gotta say. I like it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Again, we're trading raw thrust for efficiency, which is, once you start getting into the interstellar stuff, like, you only really need the thrust, like, especially the more inefficient sorts of thrust for trying to get off of a planet or escape a gravity well or whatever, or what have you. So this is much more the kind of thing that you want to be doing. So, and actually, I just remembered I should have checked my lander's thrust efficiency, because I switched out for different kind of rockets for hopefully more stability, but it's not necessarily always a good thing if you're going to run out of fuel. So we're going to find out here pretty quickly whether or not this was a good idea. Let's just like that. Perfect. Okay, cool. And then we get out of here. Check mark. Okay. And whammy. Alright, cool. Just about nailed it. Alright, let's turn this ship around. You guys better calm down back there. I will turn the ship around. You know the threat. Everybody's been there. Okay. So, and the other reason why we're saving Jeb is because we want to abandon ship on our space station. And we want to abandon ship on our space station because we're done with the moon. I'm through with it. I've explored pretty much everything there is to explore on the moon. And I am so over it. I can't even begin to describe how over it I am. Oh man, we lost a couple days there. So also, it's fun to note that Jeb's been there about a human year. So I kind of did the math a little bit. Not like a whole lot of math or anything. Don't think I'm a genius. Not that I'm sure you needed any assistance with that. Yeah, so basically, a Kerbal day is 6 hours, real time. So if a Kerbal day is 6 hours real time, and it's roughly 4 Kerbal days per Earth day, something like that. And then a year is like 400 days, something close to that. So basically, every Kerbal year is actually 100 Earth days. So the fact that we've been playing for, year 4 would basically account for a little over a year of Earth time if we were playing like real time and just letting everything sit. That's how long we've been messing with stuff and sending rockets to the sun and God knows what, which is probably most of our time, to be honest. Whenever we sent the Helioses to our not quite real trip to the sun and back. Oh yeah, by the way, I have some solar panels I need to extend. I've gotten really good about making action groups for some of this stuff, but this time I forgot. What can I say? Okay. Extending panels. Extending panels. Okay, there we go. Now we have a power source, which will hopefully keep us afloat. Not that we're actually really having any problems with that. Okay. So, let's hit periapsis up. Turn around, fire. Whoa, hit roll just a little bit more than I would have liked. There we go. And yeah, man, that RCS wheel is really something. We don't even really need the monopropellant at this point. It'll just be some fine adjustments in docking, and even then, if we need to, we can tugboat it. So no big deal. All right, and we'll knock this down, circularize the orbit. We're at about 33, so give or take a couple kilometers. That's about what we're aiming for here. And then we'll try to land and save Jeb, basically. Oh, wow. That was maybe a little bit more than I wanted. I was too busy trying to watch for whenever they flipped around to remember that I need to stop before they flip totally around. Oh, wow, we're about to crash. Okay, well, that's good. We're still under thrust, that's why. Okay. Whoops. Whoopsie. 20. 20's fine. We've almost lined up with... Oh, I didn't add a mapping thing on here. Dang it. Oh, I could have told. That would have been a great idea. So you have to, in order to see the map that I showed on the last episode, you have to actually put a little doohickey on your ship in order to see it. That's normal. We want anti-normal. I'm just going to fix this and try to line up with Jeb as best as I can. That map would have been really, really handy right about now because it allows you to see what part of the maps you're crossing. But we'll go ahead and do this the old-fashioned way because I've gotten a little bit better at landing on targets. So a little bit. Not like exceptional or anything. But okay, there we go. We want anti-normal and fire. All right, look at her go. Oh wait, where is Jeb? Yeah, okay, he's right there. That's on this side of the moon. It's a little hard to tell with all the other floaty bits. Okay. And... about yay. Let's see, I'm trying to... There we go. Okay, cool. So we're lined up with Jeb. All we gotta do is land near him, as near as we can, and then, yeah, possibly save him. So... this is another kind of long episode, 25 minutes or so, but yeah, next episode we're going to hopefully get this mission going, and then we'll get Jeb back up into orbit, and we'll meet up at the Lunar Station, assuming that my understanding of the add-on I'm trying to use right now is correct, which, you know, is anybody's guess. So, either way, this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Kerbal Space Program. If you have enjoyed, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and then I will see you next time. Have fun.